Good morning. We are going to have a great time in the kitchen today. And you know what? I hope you're going to join us. Now, I don't know if you can see, let me get on this side, but I'm getting ready for football Sunday. And I need to fix a couple of things, and I'm going to take you right along. So, I'm going to be over there. I won't be able to read from there. So after I have a little break, I'll come over and talk to you, and then we'll be able to keep going because we're going to be doing some cooking here. All right, I got my drink. In fact, I've got two drinks, but I think I'm finished with my coffee. I've had that this morning. I have the oven preheating at 350. The first thing we're going to put together is that we're going to make some Black Forest brownies. And they are so easy to make. You know, when you're having football night, you can certainly put things together that are going to be nice and easy. They don't have to be hard, and everyone will love them. Now, these particular brownies that I'm making are gluten-free because we need that for the family. So I have a pack of brownie mix, and of course you will select whatever type of brownie mix that you like, but I'm putting that in, and in that mix I'm going to make a well in the middle because I'm going to add my ingredients. I'm going to add in 3 eggs. That's where I'm starting, our 3 eggs. So that's 1. Here's 2. And we've got 3. 3 eggs that we're putting into the mix. Okay, I'm going to give them just a little breakup so that they'll be easier to stir in because I'm going to do this by hand just to let you know how easy it's going to be. Now, we're going to add in, let's see, we need 1/3 cup of oil. So I'm adding that in. There's our oil. And that's just regular vegetable oil. I'm also putting in a 1/3 cup of water. And you cut back just a tiny bit on the water because of the fact that you're going to be putting the cherry pie filling in. And so I'm going to give that a little bit of a stir just to get it started. So we're going to mix. So we've got our oil and we've got our eggs. We've got all of that in the mix. Now, I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning and that you've been productive. And so many things are going on besides football. And there's lots of golf, lots of football. And we've got the Olympics coming up, which that's going to be fun too. Now, this brownie mix has come together very well. Now, I like chocolate. So because of that, I'm going to put in a little bit of, this was about a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. So I'm adding those in just to give it a little extra chocolate. You know, I like chocolate. And you know, this would be a great thing to fix even for Valentine's Day. We can dress it up. And we're going to dress this up as well. So I'm adding in about a cup of cherry pie filling. So let me get going here. Okay, put it in the sink. I've got my hot water ready. So we'll have a fast cleanup and we'll get all that done. So the cherries are in, the chocolate chips are in, and like I said, mine is a gluten-free mix. So all of that is in our mix. Now I'm going to put this into a pan. The recipe officially says that you can use a 8x8 square, but that's not what I'm using. I'm going to use my little rectangular pan that I have lightly sprayed and covered with parchment paper because I want to be able to lift them out. So we're going to get those in. Hope you guys are ready for Saturday. This is it's a little snowy here. How is it doing in your area? All right, so we've got that in. Okay, all of that's going to go into the sink. Now you'll see when you look at this that I put enough parchment paper in that I have little handles. And the reason for that is so I can lift it out once it comes out of the oven. So we're going to put it in a 350 oven. I'm starting early, so it's probably going to take around 40 to 45 minutes. I don't want it to get real dry. I don't want them dry. I use 3/8 because I want it to cake-like. And so I'm going to put that in and let that go. So let me set our timer. I'm going to set it for 45 minutes. And let me get my skewers out. I have some little skewers, and they'll be there ready to go. Now, I'm cheating today. I am not preparing lots of icing. I actually purchased my icing. It's a vanilla frosting by Pillsbury, and it's called Funfetti. And because of Valentine's, you see the colors of Buffalo, from Buffalo Bills, I was able to get red and white. Of course, they're Valentine, but they also work pretty well with my Buffalo Bill theme. So let me get things a little cleaned up, and then we're going to put together a dip. I like a salmon dip. I'm a salmon girl. I love salmon. And I'm going to make a salmon dip. Now, you could do this dip with crab if you want to. And I probably would have used crab. But, number one, the family doesn't like crab. Now, I'm going to come over there for just a second. Make sure I have everything going. Okay. Now, and then, like I said, the family doesn't like crab. And they like salmon. So that's what we're going to use. And you know what? When I went to the store, found salmon for a little container. I mean, we're talking probably 2 cups, 3 cups of crab. That it was almost $50. They wanted $49.99 for the little small container. It wasn't much larger than the smaller size, soup size, when you go to a Chinese restaurant and you get it to go. So that little small container. That's the size of it. $50. I couldn't believe it. Needless to say, it stayed on the shelf. All right. Now, got the icing over, got the skewers over, and I'm going to bring what we need for our brownies and for what we need for our dip. So let's get those things going. I've got a whole tray full of goodies here. Here we go. I can just kind of bring it all over. And I'm going to move brownie fixings over there, because that's for decorating. And we'll take care of that in just a moment. Okay. First, we need the salmon. We need some cheese. I got grated cheese. And we need a bowl. Now, I'm going to place these, part of it anyway, in little individual ramekins. And this is a hot salmon dip. So I'm going to fix 2 in my little ramekins. and ramekins. And then the rest of it, I'm going to put in a larger dish. So I'm going to keep the ramekins here. I guess I better put it where I won't knock it over. Keep it safe over there. So I have my bowl. We need cream cheese. Let me get a spatula. Now, for those of you who may not know, I'm Leona Dooley, and this is Ebony, Ivy, and Time. And you know, we're always doing things in the kitchen. And this cream cheese is nice and soft. And I think this is going to come together pretty easily. Now, we need several things. Before I can put the salmon and the cheese in, I really don't want to mess up the consistency of the cheese or the salmon. So because of that, I need in here 4 tablespoons of mayo. So I'm going to open the mayo, and I'm going to add in 4. I got 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, 4 tablespoons. All right. I'll put that back on the tray so we can get rid of that pretty quick. And of course, you know, I showed you my spoons a while back. Those spoons that I like to keep, they're with one because he broke. So let me get that cleaned up real quick. It happens. Stuff happens here in the kitchen, and we have to know what to do. All right, that's taken care of. I also need, and I'm going to use a real spoon. I also need to get 2. I also need some Worcestershire sauce in this dip. So that's 1. I need about 2. That's 1, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Now, this part is totally up to you. I'm going to add in a little bit of hot sauce. And for us, I'm going to put in probably about 1 tablespoon of hot sauce. That'll just give it a little kick. It's not going to make it extremely hot because we got little ones who are going to be eating it. I also have a few onions that I'm going to put in, fresh onions. And I'm going to add about, sprinkle in maybe about 1.5 tablespoons of fresh onions, because we don't want too many. We don't want it to overpower the dish, but we do want it good. Now, I'm going to put in some homemade seasoning mix. So I've got my teaspoon. I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon. And that's going to take care of, when you see the recipe, it's going to see it calls for onion powder, garlic powder, all those kind of things. My homemade seasoning mix takes care of that. So that's in. Now, I also need juice of lemon. So I'm going to put this in. See if I can get him in there. And start to squeeze. There we go. Oh, that's lots of juice. He was really juicy. I thought I was going to need the whole lemon, but I don't think so. I think that's going to be enough. All right. Ta-da! That took care of that. Now, let's see how much of this we can do without having to pull out a mixer. That's what I'd like to do, is to do the whole thing and not have a mixer. And I think we're going to be able to do it because our cream cheese was nice and soft. So let's mix. Put these in the, I think I'm finished with measuring tools. So we've got everything here. So I hope you're having a good time. Who are you cheering for tomorrow for football Sunday? You know, the Bills are playing the Kansas City Chiefs. I think it's Kansas City, but anyway, the Chiefs. And we're going to watch the game together. And just have a good time. So cautiously, of course, using safe protocol. So we're going to, I've got this nice and mixed. Smells great. I'm gonna make sure my cream cheese is well incorporated. Because remember, this has got to bake. So this is going to get really melty. Now, if you have a larger group and you're preparing more, I just used 1 can of salmon. That's enough. And because we got so much of everything else. But if I needed it as the main portion of our appetizers, then definitely I would use more. So I have about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of salmon that I'm getting ready to add in. I'm using canned salmon. It has been cleaned, and when I say cleaned, that means that any skin or fat that may have been on it, that's been taken off, and bones that you might find in your canned salmon, that's gone. So let me get this mixed up, and I think I'm going to use my paddle because we're going to start to get a little stiffer as we move along. Okay, so here we go. There's our salmon, and I'm going to handle it pretty gently. You know, this serves well with, I like those little Fritos scoops because they're a little thicker than some of the corn chips that you might, other corn chips, Tostitos. Because sometimes they have a tendency to break, and Fritos work out really, really well. Or you could use crackers in your as a dip. Now, this is where we're going to start to put in the cheese. So I'm going to see. I have a 1 cup measure, and it says about 2 cups. So we're going to say that's 1, and I think this is going to measure out right. Yeah, it's going to measure out. We're going to use it all. Let's put it all in there. There we go. 2. All right. So I'm going to give all of this a good stir. I'm not going to overstir it though. And I'm so glad I did not use the mixer because I think the mixer would have broken things down just a little too much. Okay, we've got our mix there. And I'm going to take my spatula and go around. Now let me pull those ramekins first. So I have the 2 ramekins that I'm going to put in the oven and fix those. So I'm going to fix these first. Aren't these the cutest little ramekins? And they're oven proof, dishwasher safe. They can go in the microwave, all kinds of things. And this is by a company called Love Casa. And they're on Amazon. I've got a link down in the description box because they come in so handy. I can use them for like little mini pies, whether it be your like an apple pie, little mini apple pies, if you want to do individual. You know, it's a lot of individual stuff going on lately because of our current situation, and where you don't want to do as much sharing. So I'm putting our little, trying to make sure we have enough. And what I'm doing is I'm taking my spatula and tapping into the top of it because I want it to sit nicely, make sure it's full. I'm going to leave a little air space at the top because I don't want it to boil over. I'm doing that for both. Let me, and then I'll get a towel and wipe those off. Now those are going to go into the oven, and it's a 350 oven already preheated because you know the brownies are in there. So they're going to go in. I'm going to put them on a pan and slide them in. Now this one is going to go, let me see what my larger dish is. Here's my larger dish. I'm going to rinse it just a moment, just to make sure in case something fell in there. You know, you never know. You have to wipe things off. Okay? Now, so we have our larger dish. And what I'm going to do with this one is that I'm going to give it a little spray. And I'm going to put the rest of this in the dish. There we go. Now, make sure I get all of this goodness out of the pan. And give it a little, smooth it out just a little bit. Now we're going to put this in and we're going to let it cook until it is golden and bubbly. And that's what we want. We want it to be just a little golden, but we definitely want it bubbly. So we're going to let that happen. Now, for those of you who have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I told you I'm a paprika girl. So anytime we have something like this, you want to give it a little paprika shake. And that's just going to give it a nice color when it comes out of the oven. So there's our paprika. I'm going to put some paprika on the little ones. But I need to clean off the sides first. So I'm going to take this paper towel, go around the side. Get that one. There's the first one. Here's our second one, just to make sure so they'll look nice when they come out of the oven. Now, where's our paprika? We need to tap a little bit in. So this is going to get nice and bubbly. Let me get our pan that we're going to slide in. I don't know, I might be able to actually put everything on one pan. Let's try that. Okay, here's the little ramekins, and they'll come out first because there's not a lot of them, and there's only two, and the big one's gonna go next. So let me see if I have enough room in here. See how the brownies are coming? They're working, but they're not ready yet. I'm gonna move that over, and I'm gonna put our tray in next to it. Oop, that's not going to fit. So we're going to have to turn on the lower half and put those in. So I'm going to let the brownies continue where they are. Turn it up just a tad. And we come down here. bake 350. I think I'm gonna put them on 400 and start. Okay, so the lower oven's on, and I'm going to shift a few things around that I keep in my lower oven. This is where, so you know, down here, I keep my cast iron in my oven. So my cast iron pan is in here. So I need to carefully take them out. So I'm putting them off to the side. Everybody's coming out. And our pan with our dip is going in. Okay, so that's in. I'm going to turn the light on so I won't forget it. And so we got cast iron set up. Put these on the stove. Really just to kind of get them out of the way. There we go. There's everybody. All stacked up. Now, let's see who we got out there. I'm on my phone at this point, so it's a little hard to see. Hey. All right. Tell me where you're from. And we're going to get cleaned up. So I'm going to bring you a little closer. See if I can take you with me. We're going to travel. Push things over so I can get you ready. You know, that's what we do. We shift things around and we do whatever work we need to do. So I've got you here, and that's so nice. Now, so how many of you have been to lunchtime on Mondays? I hope that you have. If you haven't been able to come at lunchtime, you've at least been able to watch the replays of it, because I recognize a lot of people are working from home, and being at 12:30 in the day, sometimes it's a little difficult for some people. So we are getting things cleaned up. We've got our brownies in the oven, and they are, they're going to be absolutely delicious. Our Black Forest brownies. Black Forest brownies. And if you haven't made those before, and you're okay with cherries, you like the cherry pie fillings and our cherry pie in general. Oh my God, they are so good with vanilla ice cream. Woo! Good stuff, guys. So I'm just putting this here, getting it cleaned up. And we're going to have an opportunity to, we have a guest. We have a guest coming up on Monday as well. So, Lou Ali, she's going to be able to be with us. Looking forward to that. She's got a lot to share. And she and another lady have a blog and a podcast in Teresa. And unfortunately, Teresa's working and I'm unable to come. I had hoped I would have both of them on at the same time, but that didn't work out for Teresa. She's just not available during the day. So we're excited to have Lou coming on Monday at 12:30, and I think you will certainly enjoy that time. If you have a chance to drop in, you're going to want to do that and be a part of the conversation, because she's going to share with us some things that some of you have mentioned. You know, we're entering February, and February is Heart Month. And you know, when you're trying to take care of your heart, there's several things we have to look at. We have to look at taking care of the heart as far as from a medical perspective, but then we also have to look at it as to what can I do to improve my heart. And that's what you're going to find out. Some things that you can do, some changes, or some additional things that we can do. And nobody's perfect. You know, we've always said we're works in progress. And because of that, we're going to talk about the little changes that we can make. And that I have to say, Lou has been very good at. And that's the reason why I asked her to come on. But her podcast focuses on healthy living and mental, looking at the mind, looking at the heart, just looking at the body. But it's funny and light. And I think you would really enjoy her podcast. So we're going to have a chance to talk with her on Monday, and I'm so looking forward to that. And I'm hoping that for those of you who are regulars in attendance, I'm hoping that you will start to think about some things that you'd like to have answers to. I'm trying to find guests who I think would really appeal to those of you who are able to come at lunchtime. And so those are going to be the kind of things that we open up, doors that we open. So we're continuing to clean up. We're almost there. I'm looking at our timer. We've got a little while yet. And I'm not sure we'll get to see everything to completion, but we're going to get close. And I really want those because the brownies are going to have to cool. So what I will probably do is to post them on the community page once they are decorated and ready to go. You know, they're going to have to sit. Now the dip, when it's ready, we can actually taste that right here in the kitchen. Now, I'm going to take a peek. Oh, yeah, our brownies are getting there. They're working hard. And like I said, I'm setting up for getting things ready. I'm going to put all the goodies back that we use for our dip. And I'm going to put you back over here so we can still talk and chit chat. All right. So you can hear the oven. That's just letting you know that the bottom oven is working too. I can't wait. It's going to be so good when that dip comes out. Now, while we're waiting, let me back you up just a little bit because you won't be able to see. Okay. Now, I'm going to get a clean spatula. And what we're going to do is that we're going to take the vanilla frosting and we're going to place it inside of this Ziploc bag. I'm going to empty all of the contents into the Ziploc bag. Because I'm going to get as much of this out as we possibly can. I love how creamy, and it's pink. Oh, right down my alley. Okay. Let's see if we got a little bit more in there. I'm still trying to get it all out. Okay. Woo. There we go. Now I'm going to take my hand. I've got it in there, but I'm going to kind of press this down, and then kind of pressing, getting it down to the bottom. Then I'm going to take my hand 2 fingers and run it on both sides of the spatula. So the spatula comes out pretty clean. So that's our spatula. I'm going to throw this container away. And we have our Ziploc bag. I'm going to zip it up. I don't know if you can see, but there it is. It's all zipped up. Got our pink icing in there. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take my hand, and I hope you can see, but I'm going to run my hand down toward the bottom of it so that the icing will be at the bottom. I'm going to press and press until I get all the icing in there. And it may be that I may have to open the bag just a little bit so some of the air can come out. But I'm going to work it down so that the icing is down there at the bottom. See if we can get them in. Go, go, go. Working it down. Take 2 fingers and just kind of run them down so that your icing goes down to the bottom of the bag. Now, when it's time, what I'll do is that I'm going to snip the end, and then that way I can decorate the brownies. So I've got that. I've got our little sprinkles that are here. And I had purchased some little cinnamon hearts. And I thought the cinnamon hearts would be so cute. And I still haven't thrown that idea out the door yet. But I'm not so sure that the cinnamon and the cherries together will work in one bite. So maybe we can put the little heart, sit the heart on top, but then they'll just know to take the cinnamon heart off, eat the heart, and then work on the rest of the brownie. So we'll see how that works out. All right, so we've got our little sprinkles in the red and white. We have our icing ready, and we are just waiting on the brownies to finish. How about that? Now, you know what? This has really been a lot of fun to have you in the kitchen while I'm cooking this morning. A couple of things that you want to keep in mind when you're working in the kitchen, especially early. I mean, this morning I got up, I had to mop, I had to wipe down all the counters, which are the things I do bright and early in the morning. And we talked about the fact that we all need a routine. And my routine is to get up, empty the dishwasher, and get those things put away, and then look at what my plan is for the day as far as meals are concerned, and anything I can do in advance, I try to get that done. Now, some of the things that we plan for the meal can't be finished until just before we get ready to actually cook and prepare that particular meal. But you know what? So if we can do it in advance, that's always a plus. Or if we can use a slow cooker or a pressure cooker, an Instant Pot, if we can use any of those, then certainly those are devices that are good. But do you have to? Of course not. And it's Saturday. So you may choose on Saturday to do at least 3 or 4 meals, which would really save you a lot of time. And especially if you work and you're coming in, you might want to do a couple of soups and have that already prepared, make some containers, have them in your freezer, ready to go. You just have to come in and warm them up. You might want to put some freezer meals together so that you can just toss them into the slow cooker or the Instant Pot, and they're ready to go. But certainly have a plan. Know what it is that you're going to do. So you have to decide. I think for me, Friday night is my night to decide on what it is I'm going to prepare. Sometimes if things are crazy, I may have to do it on Sunday. And I typically take the frozen meats out, at least 3 days of frozen meats, so that I can put them in the refrigerator And by the time I get ready to use them during the week, the frozen meats are ready to go. I put them in a like a little plastic box, and so that they won't get all over. You know, if anything leaks, it won't be on my refrigerator, and it's right there ready to go. So let me see how those brownies are going, and I'm going to turn you because I want you to be a part of what we're doing right here in the kitchen. All right, our brownies are puffing up and they're looking good. Check the lower. Okay, they're still working. They're not golden and ready. I think what we will accomplish together is that we'll be able to get the brownies out and they will start to cool. And we might get the dip out and have it ready to taste. So let's see how that goes. Now we're going to need a rack to sit our brownies on. So I'm bringing the rack out, and we're going to need, I think that'll work. I'm going to bring a second rack out so that should we have time and the dip gets out in enough time, we'll be able to put it out as well and put it on a rack. So I'm putting one rack here. The other rack is going to be over here. And like I said, we'll get as much done as possible. Now, I've got these little Dollar Tree skewers. And we had a family reunion. And the first night of the family reunion, the host family does the meal. And so one particular year, I hosted everybody here at the house. So we had like almost 50 people here at the house for dinner. And on the appetizer, I did it on skewers. And I had vegetables. I had some vegetable skewers. I had fruit skewers. I mean, I purchased probably 15 packages of skewers from the Dollar Tree. The lady looked at me like I was crazy. I guess, she had no idea what I was doing. And so anyway, I still had lots of skewers. So this is not the only bag. This is the ones that were open. But I have some that are still in their original package. So anyway, we need the skewers so we can test the brownies. And remember, our brownies should be set, but you don't want them hard, because if they're hard, by the time they cool, it's not going to be good. They'll be like bricks, and we don't want bricks. So we're giving them a little more time so that they can finish cooking, and they'll be perfect when they come out. Because remember, they're going to continue to cook while they're cooling. And so we want those brownies to be good and set. And especially because, we've added the cherry pie filling inside. So that's going to make the consistency just a little bit different. So just putting the skewer in and taking it out, you will probably have some of the brownie mix on it. But you're looking to see, you got to shimmy it and see whether or not the brownie is set. And once it's set, you're good to go. So because I did cake brownies, it's going to be a little better, because you'll really be able to get a more of a good consistency to see. So let me check on those. I'm going to turn it around. I don't want it to overcook on any end. So when they come out, I'm going to use the little handles, lift it out, and put it on this rack. It's going to need a good 30 minutes before we're going to be able to put icing on those brownies. And like I said, you probably won't be with me, but I will definitely put some pictures. I'll post pictures so you can see what they look like, because I want them to look nice and I want them to be absolutely perfect. So I have been also prepping this morning some onions because I've got some other things that I need to cook. I need to get tonight's dinner ready. So, and I'm not sure what we're going to have tonight. So I've got to think about that. So I've got onions ready to go because 9 times out of 10, whatever you cook is going to need a few diced onions. So I got a little small diced onions, good to go. I'm going to grab this towel while we're waiting for our brownies to come out. Now let me tell you, we the little ramekins that we put the dip in, those ramekins, like I said, came from Love Casa off of Amazon. And I got six of those little ramekins. 6 little ramekins. Aren't they cute? Bring them up close. And these little ramekins hold close to probably about 1.5 to 2 cups of substance. I put in, I think, about 1 cup because I didn't want it to overflow. And so we've got, I still have 4 here. So we've got 4 ramekins here. And so technically, I could fix something else and have it in these little 4 ramekins. So I'm going to keep these handy because I'm going to be playing around with these. You're going to see these pretty frequently. So I'm putting them right here on the counter so I won't forget. I don't want to forget. So I'm putting my little mixing bowl, red, you know, I'm on a theme. I have to have the red to go with my shirt. Yeah, we got a red bowl. Okay, our brownies are looking good. This little measuring cup has a top to it, and it's from the Dollar Tree. And it is great, especially when I'm trying to set up for bread. If I'm going to prepare some bread, I can get all the liquids taken care of, and they're in the measurer as well. Okay, we've got our bowl that we won't need. So we're cleaning up. We're cleaning up. We've done what we need to do. And we're putting our kitchen back together while things are baking. So that's a good thing. So like I said, La Casa has all types of ramekins and all colors. So if red isn't your color, you may certainly want to take a look and see which particular color appeals to you. Now, I know for sure, I remember they had blue. And I think the other color, there was a khaki, kind of a golden khaki color, and which was very pretty, but it didn't work with what I've got. And so the red worked, and that's what I went with. So I've been very happy with these little ramekins. And I see them a lot, and I like the fact that I can put them in the oven. They're oven safe, and that they hold really a good portion of food, because you know we're trying to control our portions, and actually the dip that we put in the container in the oven, that's probably a good size for the big guy and myself, where we could just get some crackers, get some carrot sticks and celery sticks, and we could probably make a dinner or a lunch at least out of 1 ramekin. So those are done. All my little measuring tools. Got my red cup from coffee this morning. All of that is done. So I'm going to get things kind of cleaned up, and we're good to go. Now let's talk about football. Football is one of those sports that, for me, I need to be there. I want to be in the crowd. I want all the hoopla, all the noise, and all that good stuff. And when we're watching football from home, it's just not the same when it's just a big guy and myself. It's so boring. But when I have the whole family here and I get to watch football, oh my goodness, it's so much fun. All the yelling, the screaming, and the cheering. Last Sunday was a ball. Now I see I've got several who are on. And hey, Ronnie, aren't they cute? These little ramekins. Oh my goodness. And they look so nice. If you were going to put them on a tray, which I don't know if you got to see that. I have a little rectangular tray dish that I can sit it on and just sit them here. If you're going to use them to serve, you can just put those right there. And just imagine 3 different appetizers or 3 different fruits that you could put right here on the tray. So we're going to be spiffing it up and using those ramekins. Now, let me check those brownies because it's about that time. Oh yeah, they're coming along. Now, I'm going to test them just to see where we are because I don't want to overcook them. Oh yeah, this is good. All right, there's a timer. Let me cancel that. Okay, let me get another glove. Oh, these are going to be so good. And they're so pretty. I wish you could smell these brownies. Okay. All right, brownies out. Oh, wow. Okay. Our little ramekins. I'm bringing them out. Here's one. Here's 2. Nice and bubbly. I'm going to let the larger dish stay in for about 5 more minutes. Okay. Turn the top oven off. And let's give it about 5 minutes. Okay, we got 5 minutes for that lower oven. But those little ramekins turned out great. Now, this is what we're going to do, and I'm going to turn you down so you can see. You're not a football fan, huh, Ronnie? I get you. You know, I think the football is all about getting the family together and making all the noise. I could care less about who's running up and down the field, but I have to admit, Buffalo was on it last week. So I'm hoping they'll pick it up again because it was just so much fun. Okay, can you see where I am? All right, I'm gonna be careful because I've got this plastic bag and I don't want to melt it. Now I'm going to take the handles. Remember, we made the handles, and I'm going to see if I can work this out easily. So I'm going to turn it on its side and slide it out. Ah, yes! Came out just perfect. I'm going to stick that over in the sink. I'm going to take the little handles off. There we go. Well, a little piece broke off, so you know. I have to test them. Yummy. That's good. So what I'm doing at this point is I'm just kind of folding down the parchment paper. And I'm giving time to get cooled off. And it's going to take a little while because it just got out of the oven. All right, so we need to give, let's see, we got 3 more minutes before the other dish comes out. Now I'm going to bring the ramekins over because I want you to see what, and once they're at a point where I can play with them and touch them, we'll do that. Oh yeah, nice and bubbly. You want this dip to be bubbly and golden. Let's see if I can bring one over closer so you can see it. Now here's the little ramekin, and you know we topped it with some paprika. So there you can see it's got nice and golden, and it is hot. So I'm going to sit it back over here so it can cool. And it is really too hot to even attempt to eat at this point, because otherwise I would try to do that. But I'm going to sit that here. And let's see, we've got 1 minute. Oh yeah, I think it can come out. Now, we've got our dip, nice and hot. I couldn't have planned it any better. Woo. Okay, oven off. So, we've got the larger dish. See if I can get you over there so you can see the larger dish over there. And let's see if I can. All right. Now, so you're able to see what they're going to look like. And we can serve them with such good things. Now, I'm a Ritz cracker girl. I love Ritz crackers. And I didn't take my Ritz crackers out. And you know what? Let me go get them. 1 second. Won't take but a second. Hey, Ritz crackers to the rescue. Turn the light out. Okay, Ritz crackers. I love Ritz crackers, and I love them with dips. So let's see. All right, we've got that. We're finished. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, guys. Let's see. Let's get our little tray we had. Got it. We're going to sit it right here. See if I can touch those. Okay, I got one. Got the ramekin going. I'm going to put some crackers down. Now, I'm sure you all know the big guy is going to be on it. You just might as well know. He's going to start dipping in the dip, as well as I will probably do it also. Okay, there we go. We've got crackers in place. Nice little appetizer. And of course, at this point, it's getting close to lunchtime. So I'm thinking that this is going to be more like an early lunch. So let's see if I can bring you in just a little closer. Yes, he will. He'll have that tray all to himself. He's going to be so excited. Let's see, I didn't get you down enough. There we go. There we go. Got our brownies. This is the ramekin that we're still letting cool. This is the big one, so I have to be careful. So I'm going to get that cracker, and I am just so excited that everything finished up so quickly. Wow, this is hot. So I'm sure that as it cools, it will continue to set up. Oh, So there we've got it. I'll get you there. Can you see? So I'm going to let this, see if I can get a taste without burning my mouth off. Now the Bills game tomorrow is going to be at 6:30. So we're going to have to be over to my daughter's house, probably a little bit earlier than that. And just so we can get everything set up. She's making some appetizers. I've got appetizers. We've got somebody else who's making appetizers. I think she's doing a buffalo chicken dip. Oh, it is so good. If you like salmon, and this is certainly a good way to be able to prepare it so that you don't have to pay that $50 for the crab. Here you go. Now I'm going to put the recipe down in the description box as soon as we finish. I think I'm going to have to get another one. Like I said, the brownies are way too hot to ice yet, but I will certainly make sure that I post the pictures of them. Well, you know, this other one may have to be the big guys because I think that one's going to be mine. Oh, this is a great morning. I love that you guys are with me today. And we are playing in the kitchen. What fun. It's just such good fun. Let me blow before I set my mouth on fire. This is good. You know, I am so appreciative to all of you who are here and who are watching. I know it's early. You know, it's a Saturday. People have things to do. And some people are doing what I'm doing. They're either cooking, getting ready to cook, or trying to decide what they're going to cook. So keep these dishes in mind because our Black Forest brownies are absolutely delicious. We're going to fix them so that they're beautiful. And if you wanted to have them for Valentine's Day, it'd be awfully pretty. And if you wanted to, let me see if you look a little crooked. I'm not quite sure why you're leaning here. Right. I can turn you around. There we go. So I'm straight. But I would love to show you what this is and for you to prepare it. It's a great appetizer. You saw how quick it came together. If you just had an evening when the two of you grab a glass of wine, put your dip in the oven, sit and eat your dip, and have an evening. Oh, mwah, mwah, mwah. And Ronnie, I have certainly enjoyed having you here. And those others who are here that I'm not quite sure what you're saying, but because I can't see you as well, I want you to know that I really appreciate you being with me this morning. And, you know, it's fun and we're a family. And that's what family does. We cook together. And, you know, when you come into the kitchen, that's your place to sit down, have a conversation. You're talking, I'm cooking, or if I'm in your kitchen, then I'm talking and you're cooking. So either way it goes, it's all about the family. So guys, mwah, mwah, mwah. Keep posted and keep your eye on the community page because that's where I'm going to put the pictures of how everything turned out because it's just too hot to be able to ice these at this moment. And in fact, what I think I'm going to do is just take this and sit it in the refrigerator for maybe about 30-40 minutes and let it cool off. So without further ado, I hope that today is an absolutely warm, possibly blessed, wonderful day for each of you. And thank you for joining me here in the kitchen because I'm enjoying it. Hi, pretty things, and I hope that you're having fun. I see Tanya, and oh, bless your heart, Tanya. And this has been so much fun, and we will be doing this a lot more because I am always cooking on Saturdays, and so I will start to plan to do it live, and we'll do it together. So probably about 10 o'clock on Saturday. That's a good time, and we'll get up and we'll get our cups of coffee and we'll cook together. So God bless you. Have a great day. And I'll see you soon again in the kitchen of Ebony Ivy and Time. Mwah.